Mayor, proclamation presiding.
Thank you, Mr. Roy. All right, Mr. Joyce, would you lead us in prayer tonight?
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day, Lord, and the many blessings you've given us. We appreciate you bringing us all here safely tonight, Lord. We appreciate you being with these commissioners, being with us this term, Lord. Hopefully, we bow our heads and look at you and did the ways that you want us to be, Lord, this term. We pray you be with this oncoming term, Lord, and all the commissioners and fine men and women who've been elected. Lord, please be with us all as we go forward their directions in life. Please be with those who are lost. Please be with the sick, all those who have lost their loved ones, Lord. Most of all, Lord, we thank you for our Son, and our Savior, Jesus Christ. In his name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Please be pledged.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. Ms. Stacy, will you do some roll call?
Chris Nixon,
Here.
Glenn Reese, Terry Gibbons,
Here.
Billy Bass,
Here.
Greta Kirby, Jason Stewart, Jimmy Winfrey,
Here.
Stephanie Michaela, here, Scotty Barrett, Shannon Minchie, Erica Eagle, here, Ron Schumate,
Here.
Ron Cowan,
Here.
Linda Nixon, here, Eddie Stout,
Here.
Casey Elrod,
Here.
Steve Babcock, Bill Reese,
Here.
Tommy Bain,
Here.
Joey Nixon,
Here.
Dennis Hackett, Tim Beller,
Here.
Teresa Gross, here, Frank Woodard,
Here. 18 present, okay, we do have a quorum. All right, and we'll move on to item number 5, it is the approval of the minutes from the June 27th meeting. You do have a copy of those minutes, are there any additions or corrections to those? If not, I will take a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Bain,
Second.
second, one, Count Schumate, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Opposed? They are approved. All right, item number 6 is announcements. Anyone have any announcements before we move on? Item number 7 is amendments to the agenda. There's no, there's nothing, are we adding anything, Daisy?
Yes, I believe so. Resolutions, we need to add resolution 5 and 6 from the budget class.
Make a motion to add those two resolutions and approve the rest of them.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to add resolutions 5 and 6 from the previous budget and finance committee. Are there any questions or discussions on that? If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Agenda is set. All right, we'll move on to item number 8, is the county mayor report. One thing, I was late getting here tonight, I had been to the Gainesville City, council meeting and public hearing. Our Baker property rezoning request did pass on its second amendment tonight, so we should move on to a closing of that pretty soon, so that this property will be rezoned and sold pretty quick, so good to know that. Number 2, I want to update you on, we had a meeting about 2 weeks ago with Senator Paul Bailey and some representatives from TDOT and some local business owners and discussed the Bluff project on Highway 70 and the mitigation of the Bluff and just got a chance to sit down and talk about some things and left with a pretty good outcome. They have went back and re-looked at it, and they are going back to look at possibly constructing either 1 or 2 lanes under the bridge, where there was a change in ownership of that, and a lot of that property got cleaned up. TDOT was able to go in there and see the old road bed and be able to make it, and see that, because when they said, the first time they looked, it was just trees and grass, and they didn't know what was there. So they have, we officially got an email saying that they had pushed this project back, so we did get some time, as I've said, and I think others would say, we went from what could be a devastating impact to our county to an inconvenience. So now that doesn't mean they don't come back and change their mind, but if they do, and if they're still stuck on closing that road down and not giving us another option, we'll continue to fight. But right now, we're happy, and I think everybody will be happy with that option. So that's, like I said, it went from what could possibly be devastating to, this is the one that's kept me up at night for about a year. Every time I wake up in the middle of the night, there's something else that hits me about what could be impacted from that. The list, I've got a list on my laptop, if you wanna see it, of everything that I've thought of, and you probably could add to it, but it's probably 2 or 3 pages. That's single space, so, I mean, you start talking about what shutting that portion of the road down and not having a good access, and not just for us, as far as emergency services and school buses, but the businesses that would be just impacted. Your senior citizen centers, your pavilions, it's hospitals, it's just, but right now, that's been pushed back, and so we're glad, we'll wait to hear from them. They're looking at that option, so that's a good thing. Tonight is kind of bittersweet for me. A lot of you sitting here tonight, this is your last meeting. I know for the last 4 years, I have thoroughly enjoyed and had the honor of serving with you folks. And I just want to say thank you for what you've done in Smith County. Thank you for what you've done as your service, and thank you for what you've done to help me in my first 4 years. I truly appreciate that. I want to kind of just list off the ones that, if I got this wrong, you tell me. In District 1, Mr. Glenn Reese served 2 terms, chose not to be run again. District 2, Jason Stewart ran 1 term. Mr. Jimmy Winfrey served honorably for 5 terms, 20 years. 20 years on this commission. That's a lot of decisions in the last 20 years Mr. Jimmy's been a part of, and we thank him for his service. Mr. Jimmy, you got anything you'd like to say? Well,
I've enjoyed it. It's not fun, but it is enjoyable. There's a difference.
any advice to the new bunch coming in?
The Budget and Finance Committee has heard me say this a dozen times. If it don't make sense, don't do it.
That's exactly right. Well, I wish Washington and Nashville would some kind of take that philosophy here once in a while. They make the world a lot better. Well, we thank you. Thank you. Mr. Ron Shoemake, 1 term. Shannon Minchie, who's not with us now, but he served 6 years. I guess he was appointed halfway in the first class. Mr. Ron Cowan, 16 years. We thank you. You got anything you'd like to share with us tonight about serving 16 years?
I've enjoyed most of it.
That's right. Any advice to the new ones coming in?
No, just do the best you can for our county.
That's it. That's good. Thank you. Ms. Linda Nixon, served 12 years, 3 terms. We thank you. You got anything to add to us tonight?
I've enjoyed it. I am sad that I can't be here longer. I have the time now, but I didn't have as much time before. But I hope everybody cares for the county and don't want to put in things that we don't need, but things that we do.
That's right.
And don't be set back and let people run over you. Make sure they're doing the right thing.
Thank you. Steve Babcock served, I think, 2 years is what I had looked up. Mr. Joey Nixon, 4 years, 16 years. Joey's leaving this body and joining the executive body in South Carthage. So congratulations, we think, on that.
Thank
You
you.
got anything you'd like to add tonight?
Keep me in your prayers. No, I'm very blessed. I will say I've enjoyed it. My advice is you'll get out of it what you put into it. And I'll never forget when I started, Leslie Prophet gave me the best advice you could ever get. All you gotta do is just make sure you lay your head down at night. That's all that matters. Same in life as it is here. So I've enjoyed serving with each and every one of you. It's been an honor to be the program this last time.
Been an honor having you. Mr. Dennis Hackett served 8 years. Ms. Teresa spent 2 years with us. She was put in a tough spot and probably didn't want to be here, but we sure thank her for stepping up and doing what she did. Thank you. Mr. Frank Woodard, the old veteran, 32 years combined.
So
Sure you don't want-
generations of my
They
family
what?
like that. He served with my grandfather, my father, and me. So.
You really saw a lot of changes and decisions made in the
A
last.
heck of a ride. It's time to get off the boat.
We sure appreciate you, we appreciate you dedicating 32 years of your life to serving your community. That's,
A lot of time.
it's a lot of time.
If something you wanna get on, stay with it, don't never give up.
That's right. We finally got your convenience sites paid.
Do what?
I said, we finally got convenience sites paid because you stayed with it.
Well, that and a few other things.
That's right. That's right.
I got a dollar store, so that's worth a lot.
That's right. That's exactly right. You can go ahead and economic development.
Took 2 years to get that done.
That's right.
And I'm gonna miss it, I know that.
Well, we'll miss you.
My health ain't good, now it's time to go.
Well, we appreciate your time. We appreciate you doing what you're doing. I don't know who will adjourn us from now on, but we'll figure it out.
I'll give you my last in the night.
That's right. Go ahead and write that down. That is the true statement. But we thank y'all. And to do that, we kind of thought about what to do. And you'll get an email and letter announcing this. So Thursday night, August the 18th at 6 o'clock, we're gonna have a little reception for you guys who are going out. It'll be some cake and ice cream, stuff like that, just to say thank you and bring your families and, such as that. But also, and I'll give credit where credit's due all the time, I'm a very good politician, I don't hog ideas. Jeremy said today that he had been a part growing up in Cumberland County where they had one big swearing in. So if you are newly elected and want to get sworn in that night, what we'll do is we'll all get together and swear everybody in at one time, or we can do it separate, whichever we want to, but we just thought we'd give that an opportunity, anybody that wanted to get sworn in that night, and we would do that, so. That's,
That night again,
Thursday, August the 18th, so week from this Thursday.
18th.
Yes, sir, 6 o'clock. We'll get Miss Stacy will get letters out tomorrow and email, so just to confirm that, so.
Where's it at?
Chamber. Chamber. Well, you're only as good as the people that take care of you. Stacy does a good job of that. That's all I've got for my county mayor report tonight. Any questions for me? If not, we'll move on to the financial reports. Miss Daisy's here. You've got them in there if you got any questions for her. You also have your quarterly Smith County Medical Investigators Report. If you have any questions on that? If not, we'll move on to number 9, is committee reports. You have reports from the Joint Economic Development Board, Solid Waste. Those for your information. We'll move on to number 10, new business and approvals. You have the Circuit Court, General Sessions Court, Sheriff's Office, Trustee's Office, Country Court, Register of Deeds, and County Clerk year-end financial reports in pages 20 through 33. Are there any questions on those? If not, I'll take a motion to approve those.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve Casey Littlrod.
Second.
Second, Ms. Linda. I have a motion and a second to approve. Any questions or discussion before we call the roll? If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, we'll move on to item B, is resolutions. These are the general fund budget, items 1, 2, and 5, and 6 are just budget amendments, is that correct?
1, 2, and 6.
1, 2, and 6 are your budget, are your regular budget amendments, and the 5 or 3, 4, and 5 are regular resolutions that we'll need to pass separately. So I would take a motion to approve, or we can vote on separately 1, 2, and 6.
Motion approved.
Motion to group and approve.
Second.
Tommy Bain, motion Tim Beller to group and approve, and a second by Tommy Bain. Any questions or discussions on those at this time? If not, we'll do a roll call, Ms. Stacy.
Chris Nixon,
Yes.
Terry Givens,
Yes.
Billy Bass.
Yes.
Greta Kirby,
Yes.
Jimmy Winfrey,
Yes.
Stephanie McCallum,
Yes.
Scotty Barrett,
Yes.
Erica Ebel,
Yes.
Ron Schumate,
Yes.
Ron Cowan,
Yes.
Linda Nixon,
Yes.
Eddie Stout,
Yes.
Casey Elrod,
Yes.
Bill Reese,
Yes.
Tommy Bain,
Yes.
Joey Nixon,
Yes.
Tim Miller,
Yes.
Teresa Gross,
Yes.
Frank Woodard,
Passes unanimously. Thank you. All right, item number 3 is a resolution 08/2022-03, and that is approving the purchases of a publicly advertised auctions. We had a situation pop up where the road department wanted to buy a piece of equipment, and it was on one of the Gov Deal auctions, and a lot of times we use Gov Deals, and we bought stuff off Gov Deals, but we got to do some research, and you can buy off of Gov Deals without having to go through the bid process. It's just another step of purchasing. It's kind of, I would equate it to kind of like a buying contract more than anything. It's just, because you're actually bidding against other people, so there's no anything there. But we had to pass a resolution to make sure we had that authority, and that resolution is what you had tonight. And it did come for Budget and Finance previously with a positive unanimous recommendation, so. I would take a motion.
Motion to approve.
Tommy Vane, second, Joey Nixon. Any questions or discussions? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution carries. All right. Resolution 4, resolution 08/2022-04 is the appointment of the Smith County Genealogical Historian, and it's on page 34. I will take a motion to approve that resolution.
With the number change, you got 5 on the paper.
Yeah. That's 5. No, that's 4. Resolution 4 is the appointment of the genealogical.
Okay, I was looking at what you sent out.
Yeah, the next one's the CDB, is the,
No, what you sent out in the
Our
packet.
agenda.
The packet has 5 on it.
On the
oh, that's right, that's right. You're right.
resolution form.
Resolution 4. Okay, yeah, change it with, we changed it to 05. Or 04, yeah, resolution 4. Motion approved.
Second.
Second. Over here, two weeks, I have first, and I have a motion and a second. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution carried. All right. Then resolution 5 is the resolution to increase the county obligation to the CDBG block grants. And that is for, where we received that CDBG grant, and with everything in the world today, there was a slight increase in what we estimated the cost would be, and this is just bumping up our portion of that, and making a budget money to cover the project. We just, you passed the budget, but you passed the budget resolution earlier, we just need this resolution in paper to send to the state to show that we did it.
Motion to approve.
Motion approved, Tim Belly.
Second.
Second, Case Arrow, I have a motion and a second. Any other questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, moving on. Item C is a list of notaries before you.
Motion approved.
Motion approved, Ron Shoemaker.
Second.
Second. Over here, Chris Nixon. I have a motion and a second for a list of notaries. Any questions or discussion? If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, item number 11, in your package, you do have an update from Smith County Highway Department on what they've got done this year. We have some forms that, they sent to you to look at, kind of update you, and Mr. Barrett and Ms. April are here. Do you have any questions for them right now? All right, seeing none, motion to adjourn.
Mayor.
Oh,
Sorry, but we did have resolution 6 on the back page of that handout.
It was, 6 was approved, 1, 2, and 6.
Sorry.
Excuse me. I thought we did, 'cause I was looking at
Scared
6.
me, I thought you were gonna skip it.
No. All right, any questions for, again, back, so, all right, motion to adjourn, Frank Wood.
Last time,
Hey,
that's it.
that's it, all right, do I have a second? Do I have a second? Mr. Ron, all right, I have a motion and a second to adjourn, all those in favor?
Aye.
You are adjourned.